I'm V.K.Vasanthi, Department of English. Today we are going to see about a brief history of language teaching. The English language teaching tradition has been subject to tremendous change, especially throughout the 20th century, perhaps more than any other discipline. This tradition has been practiced in various adaptations in language classrooms all around the world for centuries. In the 20th century, more humanistic approaches to learning were starting to emerge. The emphasis was shifting towards engaging the learner as a whole rather than just their mind. This holistic, learner centered style replaced the more authoritarian approaches of the past. In the 1970s and 1980s, language teaching started moving towards our modern communicative methods. Academics started observing how children learn their first language and applying their findings to second language acquisition. So, in this way, they make the children to understand the language easily and make them learn effectively. There are many methods of language teaching followed. They are audiolingual method, direct method, grammar translation method, communicative method, etc. throughout the years. In 1800s, grammar translation method was followed. In this method, grammar was seen as central to language learning. A concept was presented and practiced through translating sentences into and out of the target language, usually Latin or ancient Greek. In 1900s, direct method was followed. The direct method involved students making direct associations between objects and concepts and the corresponding words in the target language. Teachers frequently used images, objects to represent the vocabulary. So, in this way, the students learn the vocabularies easily by seeing the objects and images, and they keep it in their mind for longer time, and they used it in while they speak. In 1920s, the oral approach was practiced. This approach focused on speaking and listening. Language was presented in everyday scenarios, and students had to mainly listen and repeat. Lessons were based around the principles of selection, gradation, and presentation. So, this approach mainly focused on speaking and listening. The children were given dialogues and role plays, and they listen carefully and they repeat in their speak. While they speaking, they repeat the accent and pronunciation in the right way. In this way, they learn the language easily. In 1940s, the audiolingual method was followed. This language teaching approach, nicknamed as Army method, it was developed in US after World War II. It was created in response to the need for the military to acquire language skills quickly. It focused on intensive oral drilling of the target language. After that, humanistic approaches start to emerge. In 1960s, situational language teaching was practiced. This situational language teaching was in many ways similar to oral approach, an audiolingual method. It emphasized presenting grammar and vocabulary in real life situations and prioritizing oral and oral skills over linguistic accuracy. In 1963, the silent way was practiced. As the name suggests, the silent way was based on the principle that the teacher should say as little as possible, thus encouraging language production from the students. The teacher here remained silent and the student were given opportunity to speak a lot by using more vocabularies They were given opportunity and practice in learning the language quickly and easily. Thank you.